Hello everyone, I'm Astal Thotankra and today we are going to be learning about how to take user input in Java while you're doing competitive programming. When you're solving your first coding problem, you find the logic and implement it in your code. But then you ask yourself, how would you take input from the user? If that's something which you did not touch upon while learning Java or you're still confused about it, then you are at the right place. There are many ways to take user input in Java, but the best suited for beginners and the one we are going to be talking about today is the scanner class. We'll learn it with the help of an example. Suppose this is the input that we need to work with. The first line here contains a single integer which denotes the size of the array, and the second line contains n elements which denote the array elements. So if we look here, we are given 4, which is the size of the array, and then in the next line we have 4 elements which are the array elements in the corresponding order. If you look at the sample input, then it may seem to be two different lines, but in reality it is a single string which can be expressed as this. What scanner does it that it breaks the input string into tokens using a delimiter or a separator, which is white space by default. New line character and the empty area both are white space characters. And as we keep calling the input method, scanner assigns the corresponding value of the token to the variable for which it was called. It will be clear when we begin to code.
Now to use the scanner class, we first import it from java.util package. Then we create an instance of it and pass in an argument system.in, which tells it that the input is going to be coming from the user. Now as we want to take input for an integer, we will first call the method nextInt of the scanner class. What it does is it assigns the value of 4 to the integer n. Now we want to create a variable array of that size. Let's run a for loop from 0 to n, because arrays are array follows 0 based indexing. Then array I is equal to the nextInt method of the scanner class, and that's the code for taking in this input. Let me just print it out to prove you that. I'll save it, and then after running it, I'll input 4, then the values 2, 6, 1, 3, and this should print the uh, array elements again, and there you go. Now this was how we would take input for an integer n. Let's try for other data types in Java. Let's say if I want to input a string, then I will call the next line method. Similarly, if I want to if I want to input a float, then I'll just type next float. For a double, it would be the same, just the it would change to next double. And similarly, you can input a long or a short type, but these are not so used in competitive programming. You would be working most of the time with inputting integers and strings. Now there is this one case from which you need to be careful from, and that is when you're trying to input a string after an integer, a float, a long, or any similar data type. Let's explain it to you through an example. Suppose you take an input for an integer and after that two strings. So I'll name str1 and str2 and print both of them on on the same line. And on saving and then running it, let's say str1 I want to give Java and the other I want to give it as YouTube. So here I'll input 2, then Java, and on hitting enter, it printed out a space and then Java. It didn't even ask me for a second string. So what happened there is that str1 stored the value of the new line character, which comes directly after this 2, and str2 took in as value Java. So behind the scenes it already took an input for 2 strings. So that's what happened, and I was not able to give it the input string YouTube. So to solve this, we just need to copy this line of code and paste it beneath this line just after you take input for the integer and let's run it. What happens is that this flushes out the new line character and then everything comes in sync. I'll again give 2, then Java and YouTube, and there you go. It prints out both of them as desired.
If you're still confused about the last part, then you can ask it down in the comment section, or else I will leave a link to a website in the description below. So yeah, that was pretty much it. If you liked the video, please like it, comment down your views and share it to your friends. Thank you for watching.